it's been really interesting to see my friends raise kids because now they're reaching like teenagers and they're getting a bit older, and so even just seeing the personality quirks in my friends that I've known for 20 years or whatever, like to see how that, for better or for worse, affects like their kids and their parenting, I've also find really really interesting because I also agree with you that like there is no such thing as perfect parenting. I think like you're either you're trying and you're putting in an effort or you're just not. But like no kid, as we both know, escapes childhood. We all have our own things. There's people are making the best use of their brains that they can. And I think the best thing most parents can do now, like me from an outside looking in, is that like we just have so much resources available to us now as far as like learning about raising kids and researching like, oh, how do I, like, I think we just have more information out there to make it possible. So like I think the trying and the intentionality and the loving, like I think that's, to me that seems like 95% of it, and you hope that the effort that you put in isn't too destructive in the end. Like, and so like even friends that struggle with some of their kids, like I would never judge them that like you're doing a bad job as a parent. It just seems really hard.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's fair, right? It is totally hard. And, I think within hours, probably, of having my first kid, I thought, and maybe even before we even had the kid, I spoke to my partner, and we said something along the lines of, we're going to screw this up. It's just a matter of how much, right? It's degrees, to which, you because you're going to pass on neuroses. We all have blind spots. We are all human beings. I mean, the number of ways that we can fool ourselves is infinite. The number of ways that we can pass on issues to the people that we love is infinite. And and I think it's really just about trying to do as much damage control as you possibly can, trying to be transparent to the degree that you possibly can, to the degree that you understand transparency yourself, and I don't know, just letting other people be who they are as opposed to trying to assign them something, which I think is another thing that like can be a pitfall of parenting. It's like, no, my kid's got to be X. They need to be a doctor. They need to be a lawyer. They need to be this successful. They need to be the kid in the class that gets the A.
And that comes more from fear of like your own failure or how you'll be perceived, or that you'll have to take care of them. Like it seems like there's a lot of built-in fear that runs that show than it does intentionality for the kid.
Well, and even just faith. Like, I mean, nobody knows how to talk when they're born. Nobody knows how to walk when they're born. We all figure out how to run. It's very rarely that I go out to dinner with somebody and they eat like a slob. People figure these things out. Right. And so if you're, modeling good behavior and you're trying to give people space to kind of be who they are, that seems like a pretty good place to start.